I'm kind of scared for how this is gonna go because we're outside and it's gonna be loud. So hopefully a tire doesn't pop in the road and hopefully our neighbors don't watch us. Hi guys!
Hey.
This is my mom. You guys saw her in my in my TJ Maxx video.
Light makeup.
In my TJ Maxx video, she was there, and she was just as dorky as she's being right now. So, we're doing the mom tag.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some questions, and you have to answer them, and don't just answer with yes or no.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you couldn't be more excited. Okay. So, how old were you when you first had me?
I was 24.
Okay, how old were you whenever Alex became part of our family?
I was... Oh my goodness. I have to think back in time on this one. Whew. Okay, so he was 8.
How old were you?
That would make... that would have made me 33.
Alright, what about Kaya?
That was 3 years ago, so I was 39 when she became part of our family.
Okay. Yes, there's 3 of us. She only gave birth to one of them.
Ooh, thank goodness.
What was the hardest thing about being pregnant?
The hardest thing about being pregnant was I actually had morning sickness for 6 months. So anytime I tried to eat something, it came back up. Every meal I ate came back up. That was very uncomfortable, having that nauseous feeling all the time, 24/7, even while I was sleeping.
Sorry.
It is what it is.
Can you think of anything good from that time?
I was really excited about becoming a mom. I knew from the very beginning when I was pregnant, I had a feeling it was a girl. Maybe I willed it. I don't know. It was just, I didn't ever have that motherly affection when I was a child from my own parent. So I knew that this was something I wanted to have with my own child, and I was excited for that journey.
Okay. Were the things you heard about childbirth accurate, or were they way off?
I would say that some of them were accurate. I had some food cravings, but they weren't unusual food cravings. I didn't want pickles and ice cream or anything like that. I craved peanut butter a lot.
Maybe that's why I like peanut
I
butter
also
so
craved refried beans, which in reality I actually am not a fan of refried beans.
Neither
They're
am I.
okay, but I wanted them all the time. So I'm guessing between the peanut butter and the beans, I was craving protein. Not a huge meat eater. So I guess that's why my delivery was really short, and my labor pains weren't as bad as what people made them out to be. So I guess it's just every situation's different.
Okay, this is the last pregnancy question.
Okay.
If you could redo childbirth, would you handle it differently, and how?
If I were to redo childbirth, I want it exactly how I had it. Like I said, it was my water didn't break. I ran out of amniotic fluid, so they induced my labor.
Was I doing it?
My labor was extremely short. And
What was it, like 30 minutes?
No, it was probably about, they induced me at 9:30, but I didn't start having like major pains until about 12 noon, and then they said I was ready for my epidural at 2:35, and I had her at 3 o'clock, so I had like
So like 25
the
minutes.
shortest delivery time ever. Skylar was ready to come out, so it was easy. There was minimal pain. So
Wasn't my due date in March?
originally March 4th, then she told me I wouldn't go past February 28th just because of me being petite, and she didn't want
And
me
then
to
I
get too
drank her
big.
amniotic fluid, and out I came.
And out she came, with a little help, obviously.
What is the hardest thing about being a mom?
The hardest thing about being a mom is sometimes you have to make decisions that your children don't agree with. When they're younger, obviously they have no clue that you're making that decision. When they get older, teenagers, they do kind of fight you on that, and that's really difficult because they don't see why you're making that decision and why that decision is actually difficult. It's really hard, and you struggle with that inner emotion on trying to be the cool parent, but you can't just be a cool parent. You have to be a parent first, friend second.
I think you're a pretty cool parent. I mean,
I have my moments.
Granted, there's parents that literally don't care, but I'm glad that you care.
We butt heads a lot because our personalities are similar, and she
that
has a
question will come up later.
little bit of her dad's stubbornness.
I have a lot of my dad's stubbornness.
She has the part that's like, I'm gonna do it, and that's what I said part. And I'm like,
me and Tyler share
karate
that
chop.
in common too.
No, I don't think so.
Me and Tyler share that in common too.
Moving on.
Sandra watches my.
Anyways,
what is the most rewarding thing?
the most rewarding thing is taking part in all their accomplishments. Also, even when they have journeys that don't meet up to their expectations, you get to be the person that they vent to, which sometimes, yes, can be frustrating, but knowing that your child will come to you in the good and the bad, no matter what, that's very rewarding because you know you're doing your job as a parent when they come to you first.
What is your best memory with me?
Have I had any memories? No. I'm just kidding.
Rude!
There's a lot of good memories. I don't think I can just pinpoint it to one particular memory.
Well, pick one that you really enjoyed.
I really enjoyed the time when Skylar decided to try out a cuss word. And she was really little. And she was like,
don't say it.
Mom, I know what SOB means. She actually said...
I know what son of a biscuit eater means.
She said, I know what son of a biscuit eater means because I used to say that anytime anyone pulled out in front of me. And
she tried to censor herself.
She was little. She was like 7 maybe. And she really tried out that word. But one day, she was hanging out with old Papa, my dad. And she's like, got upset about something in the garden. And my dad used to take off his hat. And my dad's not a big cusser, but when he did, he did it good. And he usually was swinging his hat because he was smacking a wasp or doing something. But Skylar decided to do something very similar as my dad, but said, son of a biscuit eater. And my dad about tore her up. Not her honey, but with his words. And he was like, we do not say that. And anyways, we had to have a whole talk about what that meant. And then from my dad's words, she discovered what it really meant and then got on to me for saying son of a biscuit eater. And then said, Mom, I know what son of a biscuit eater means. And we were waiting on a train to go by on the train track. And it was, we were counting. I said, let's count the cars. And she's like, Mom, I know what son of a biscuit eater means. I'm like, oh, really? What's it mean? Thinking she didn't really know what it meant. And she said, S-O-B, 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 S-O-B. She said it about 10 times.
Why didn't I stop? Why?
And she said the whole entire word. I was like, well, did you get that out of your system? Because if you didn't, I got some soap at home. So anyway, that was a really fun memory. There's been some other ones, but that one stands out. One I like to share a lot. It's quite funny.
I like the baby powder story too. That's for another time. I can't word this. All I wrote was most exciting milestone. You interpret that.
Most exciting
like my milestone.
I think it's when Skylar actually tried to do a lot of things that other kids do at her school, like sports and stuff. She tried soccer for a couple years. She's wanted to do other things, and she tried. That was a huge effort on her part, but
I don't like people, so it's a very huge part.
I guess she's a lot like me in that aspect. I only played one sport, didn't have a lot of interest in it. Growing up, I was more of a...
You never signed me up for it. Every time I asked to play softball...
That's probably because I knew.
She was like, I'm not going to waste that money. I know you're going to change your mind.
No, because we've tried several sports, and we've always changed our mind. She kind of takes more after me on the artsy. So an important milestone in her life is discovering that this is what I can do. This is something that I'm very skilled at.
What is that?
And that's singing. And then she got involved in musical theater. and I think that
in regular theater.
She's in regular theater.
I've been in one musical. What do you mean musical theater?
I think I just said that because I watched a show on musical theater, so that's my bad. In theater, she got involved in theater. She has done one musical. She's very good at singing and performing. She's gaining her skills in that. But the most important milestone there was that she discovered what she truly could do and who she was, and that wasn't to be like everyone else.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Okay. What are our similarities, physical and personality-wise?
Physically, we're both short.
What? Yeah, look. We're gonna have to back up so we can see.
Yeah. She's just a
I am an inch taller. I am a whole inch taller. And I am never gonna live that down. Or live it, wait. Let it go? You got something black on your nose. No, it's over here on the side.
Here?
No, it was like a little...
Okay, so we're both short. We have similar bone structure in our mouth.
Yeah, I think I have your mouth and everything else is my dad, except my
We
eyes.
both also have very short torsos and stocky legs.
No, you definitely have longer legs than I do.
I have a little bit longer legs because my seat's further back when we drive. Not much, but we both have kind of like that muscular, stocky leg syndrome thing going on.
I feel like I didn't get the short from your side. I feel like I got it from Dad's side.
Yeah, her dad's side, all the women are short. They're all short on my side too.
I just got messed up for the height gene.
Actually, I'm the shortest on my side at 5'1". Everybody else is between 5'2" and 5'5". So I mean, I don't know. It's like
I'm 5'2".
5'1" and 5'4" on her dad's side. So either way, short gene. Personality-wise, she has my tender heart. She's very sensitive. Gets upset easily.
It's because we're Pisces.
It kind of sucks because I'm always like telling her to be better than what I was. I cried at a drop of a hat. She doesn't cry at a drop of a hat like I used to.
You don't see what happens when you're asleep. I will be sitting in my room and just cry.
I do that
I cried twice today when I was watching that movie.
Well, I cry during movies too, so it's definitely her sensitivity. When she was younger, she was very, very outgoing, and only in music and theater is she outgoing now. So I guess she developed
because, I feel like that's because it's not my words, though. If I were to go out there and, like, do a speech in front of everybody, I'd freak out. I don't know what it is.
Her doing this video is not my style. She's a lot more outgoing in that aspect, but then she's also, too, a little more shy and reserved in other areas like I am as well.
I have a very hard time making friends.
My dad said I was very stubborn growing up. I obviously don't remember that. So maybe it's true. Maybe she gets that from me too a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I got 2 stubborn genes.
I know that she's real happy like I am, and then when we're mad, we're really mad.
I feel like I get more of my mad from my dad though. Because whenever you're mad, you just kind of want to be left alone.
I do want to be left alone and use more of a physical
Granted,
anger.
I do want to be left alone, but I punch my pillow when I'm mad. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I bash out on my pillow.
So, there's the characteristics.
Violent.
Not violent, really.
How have you changed since being a mom? Ow! I just hit my heel. That hurt.
Well, being a mom has a way of making you change regardless of whether you wanted to or not.
What? I wasn't listening. I was like looking for a bird.
It challenges you and changes you being a mom. It just changes you usually for the better. Also, children do have a tendency to bring out the worst side of you. They make you want to be immature just like they are sometimes. When they're getting mad about something, you want to throw a little fit too, but you can't.
Also,
you can't throw a fit.
I would just like to point out that whenever we're in public together, we are so weird that people don't think she's my mom. They think she's my sister, and that's also because she doesn't look her age. But
which we all know we are. How old I am. I didn't say that right. We all know how old we are now with my subtraction earlier.
I'm 17, so there you go. I also just noticed that I blend in with the house. That has nothing to do with anything, but
Random. Anyways.
ADD. I don't know.
Being a mom just changes you because you have to change. You have to learn how to
Get your hair off.
You have to learn how to be everything and wear every hat. It's not always easy, for sure.
Their dogs are really pretty. Where do you see me in 10 years?
Not at home.
I hope not.
In 10 years, I do believe that Skylar will make it through college. There are challenges with college, obviously. In 10 years, she'll be 27. So I'm thinking that she will be done with college.
Whoa!
Be grounded in some career, possibly married. And I'm hopefully she is living her best life.
What is a habit from each of us that you adore? Like me, Kaya, Alex.
What is a habit that I adore of each of my children?
Yes.
Well, let me dig deep here. No, just kidding.
Rude!
I do have to think because I didn't know these questions beforehand.
That's the point. That's why we're doing this.
Okay.
She doesn't get this whole YouTube thing.
A Skylar habit that I enjoy is her quirkiness. I do like that she's quirky and can be random, and it makes her unique in her personality.
I'm not like other girls. I'm quirky.
I said that, but I don't know now. With Kaya, she has a way of laughing that makes you want to just laugh out loud really hard.
Oh my gosh.
Even when you're not feeling like it.
I feel like it's not real.
The laugh is definitely not real that she does. It's really fake laugh, but it's so funny that it makes
everyone
you
else
laugh out loud. And it's usually very random, so you just don't know when it's going to happen.
You don't know what it's going to be either.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll sound like that spray bottle
That's
that gets
true.
stuck. Sometimes it'll just be...
Alex is a boy, so his habits are going to be a little bit different, but
boys.
Alex
There's the bird again.
is a lot like his dad in this way. He has a way of making you feel like you're special by giving you a compliment. So.
Okay. Hey. Tell about a time your eyes filled with tears because you were proud.
Oh, yes. Well, there's been a moment on that. One of the moments that I recall, which I just had some
Cry
recently.
thinking about
no,
it?
I'm not gonna cry thinking about it. Is the very first time that Skylar performed in a musical for choir. She was Crystal Snowflake.
Oh, what? No! Why would you bring that up?
I brought that up because
I have buried that in the depths of my brain.
Anyway,
Because in the yearbook, they said I was an angel. I was like, why would an angel have a giant snowflake on her back and be holding a stuffed Pomeranian?
they call she was an angel because, for one, it was a fun musical, and
And
two,
because I was standing like this, but this was a dance move, we were doing this.
they called her angel because she was dressed in all white like a snowflake, and
I have no idea where that
maybe
is.
whoever saw that thought the snowflake was angel wings. Who knows? But
That was a fun thing to make.
I was proud in that moment because Skylar sings soprano 1, but she had to hit this really, really high note, and she was so worried about it.
At the time, I was an alto.
At the time, she was an alto because she can sing both parts, and there wasn't any boys
Not
in the
anymore.
program. But this time, she sang soprano 1 in that moment. What were you, 6th grade? 6th grade? 6th grade.
No, it was 7th grade.
6th or 7th grade?
Because 6th grade, I joined after Christmas.
Okay, so 6th or 7th grade, either way, she did phenomenal, and she was so good in that moment, in that note. A lot of people stood up and clapped for her. So
I don't even remember.
when you're up there on stage, you don't see a lot of stuff, but people stood up and clapped for her, and I was like, yeah, that's my girl. Oh.
I don't even remember that note. The only thing I remember from that song is the first part, which is like friends and family gather around. And I remember when Miss when Miss Hughes played the track, it was so nasally. It was like, friends and family gather around. And I was like,
This is
do I
such a
sound like
random
that?
thing that we're putting in this video. But anyways, when she sang it, it did bring tears to my eyes. I was just so happy for her and proud of her in that moment.
I think I did way better as Cinderella than...
She did do a great job as Cinderella, but that was one of the very first initial experiences with her singing in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, but Cinderella was the biggest role that I've got.
Yes, but we're talking about one of the first moments I was proud. So, moving on to
That
the
wasn't
next
the
question.
first moment, just...
It was a moment.
Which child is closest to you?
That's obviously Skylar, my daughter.
Hi.
She's closest to me.
Unfortunately.
I birthed her, so she is genetically connected to me for the rest of my life.
Hold on. Sorry, my boyfriend called me. Okay, describe me in 3 words.
3 words. How could I possibly describe her in 3 words? Okay. She has a tender heart. That's 2 words, but
2 words.
tender. Love me tender.
I thought...
Love me true.
Why did I think of that too? I think it's because... Okay,
So she's tender-hearted. She's giving with a lot of things. Not so giving with other things. And...
3 words! That's all it required!
And she's quirky.
3 words, man.
I don't have corona, by the way. Just allergies.
What did my dad say about me when I was born? I wrote Bond.
Your dad? What he said about you when you were born? I don't remember his exact words.
Well, was he...
I know when we first found out we were pregnant, he was like...
What? I think he did the same thing with Christy.
That's because he's old now.
You say, but you're older
And
than he is.
then he was excited, and he was like, I hope it's a boy!
And then it wasn't.
And then he was like, okay.
And then 16 years later, he had another child, and it was a boy.
Congratulations.
And I'll probably do a mom tag with Christy as well, just because I'm pretty close to her since she's my stepmom.
Okay.
Sorry if that bothers you.
It doesn't actually bother me. Just kind of random information.
Share a hidden talent of mine, so not singing or acting.
A hidden talent is that Skylar can write.
I can.
She can write.
Here's a letter that I wrote. For example. What would you do if someone bullied me? We've been through this before.
We've been through this before. We talk about it, and we talk about ways to handle it, and we talk about ways to avoid those people. And we also go back to scripture sometimes, and we discuss, what the right thing is to do, and how God will want us to handle it, and how we can make that person look as a lesser evil than what they actually are.
She basically tells me to go about it in a mature way, and I try, but sometimes it just,
Sometimes you just want to have a Mr. Gadget jacket that has one of them boxing gloves in it for you old people. It
Go,
just
go,
comes
Gadget
out
boxing
and
glove.
smacks them.
Boom!
Boom. But can't do that. That's not how life works.
Alright. What was the feeling you had the first time you saw me?
I was elated. I felt... I felt excited, nervous, all at the same time.
Okay. Alright, there's 6 more questions. What is my favorite band?
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
And Post Malone.
Is Post Malone a band? No.
Well, I was just saying.
He's my favorite singer.
Can't believe I got that right.
So now I have to skip that question because you already answered it.
Post Malone's her favorite singer.
Alright, what was my first concert? I went with my dad.
I don't know what that was, if you went with your dad.
Well,
It was that one dude, but I don't know who he is. He's
Uncle
not a big...
Lucius.
Uncle Lucius, not like
Who-
huge.
if you don't get this right, who is my favorite actor? Male actor.
I don't know. You change all the time.
No, I don't. Not my actor.
I don't know. I actually don't because she's changed it before.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
It's always been Chris Pratt ever since I saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do you know how many times this girl comes in and tells me random information while I'm doing something? Okay. Anyways, Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt. You say it 3 times, you won't forget.
You probably won't guess this one. Who's my favorite actress?
Me. I'm her favorite actress.
Get out!
I don't know who your favorite actress is.
She's an actress on Friends.
Phoebe?
What's her name?
Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah! I'm surprised.
Probably because she's quirky. I had to have a clue.
I'm surprised that you got Lisa Kudrow and not Jennifer Aniston, because that's the first thing everyone's mind goes to.
No, but Phoebe's quirky, so
I love Phoebe.
That's why.
She's my favorite.
She's random, too.
Phoebe's my favorite because she reminds me of me. Monica is one of my favorites because she reminds me of her. And then Rachel, I mean, I like all of them, obviously, but Rachel reminds me of Mimi sometimes. Okay. What is my favorite song from when, no, just kidding. What's my favorite song?
When you were little, I don't know.
No.
And now, I don't know. She has a lot of favorite songs.
Okay.
What's your favorite song, Skylar? Tell the world.
You know, I had this in my brain earlier, but now I forgot.
She doesn't know her own favorite song.
Not that you guessed it anyway.
I know what it is. Jesus loves me, this I know.
Absolutely.
She does like that song. That was her favorite when she was little.
When I was little, and I would do the little Jesus loves me.
Where I got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole
No, that wasn't the one I liked.
In his
it was
hands.
the Who is the
King of the jungle.
Ooh, ooh,
Who is the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who is the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I tell you, J-E-S-U-S.
Okay, we need to stop.
Yes. Gotta do the whole song.
What was it? Okay, I don't know if you knew this, but do you remember teaching me Dippy Doe, the fish? Okay. Oh! Hello.
Wind's fun.
So, okay. Recently, that song has been going crazy. Like, it's on TikTok, but it's not Little Fish Named Dippy Doe. I had a little turtle. His name was Tiny Tim.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it.
And I'm like, am I the only one who learned it as Dippy Doe?
No.
And a fish?
Dippy Doe is still thriving. Thriving well at school for little children.
If I ever get a fish, I'm gonna name him Dippy Doe.
She's had a fish and you didn't name it Dippy
I
Doe.
didn't think about it then. I was just like,
What's the next question?
That was the last question.
Oh. Well, there you go. Should we end with Dippy Doe?
I
Had a little fish, his name was Dippy Doe. I put him in the bathtub to teach him how to float. He drank up all my water, he ate up all my soap. And now he's sick in bed with bubbles in his throat. Peace.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Make
Thanks.
sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified every single time I upload every time I upload a video. And my Instagram and TikTok are in the description. And I will see you guys in the next one.
And it's okay if you put shaking my head emojis, because I'm shaking my head right now. Like I said.
Okay, see you in the next one.
Bye.
I just felt that this will make a good blooper. I'm trying to get the chair out. Sorry, Stormy. Sorry. Afternoon. Would you shut up? Nobody wants to hear your opinion. Birds.